Hello and welcome to this EVE Online guide where we are continuing with how to learn PvP as a PvE player. In the last video we talked about how to get over the fear of losing your ship and that there is no magic fix, and the best way to do that is to over time change the fear into fun. In this video we're going to start to talk about some basic manoeuvres, and this is where we start to switch from just following a simple easy pattern to making reactive decisions based on what happens mid-fight. And this is all to do with range control, which is a key part of PvP. We're going to start out in one of the frigates, but we are also going to introduce some destroyers in this video. So the destroyers, which I will link in a EVE workbench link again, one for each faction. So we have a Dragoon, a Korax, an Algos and a Thrasher. These all work in the same manner. If we look at the Algos as an example, they are all micro warp drive, they are all web and scram, and they are all really short range high damage weapons. So as the Algos with antimatter, optimal is 1000 meters, so really short range, but with drones and guns we're pumping out 277 DPS, which is 5 times more than the frigates. The downside is these are much slower ships, and these are going to help us in learning about this range control basic manoeuvres. So you're going to need at least one frigate and at least one destroyer. We will start in the frigate because that's what we're used to, and again we're going to start by learning and practicing on pirate rats, but highly recommend continuing your practice with some Corp buddies, and we'll show that in this video. Once you've practiced with some Corp buddies a couple of times, then take what you've learned and put it out in factional warfare space. So before we do anything, if you remember things to check, things to remember, we are going to go out into factional warfare in this video, so let's double check we're in a clean clone, which we are. We need to set safety to yellow, we need to set our orbits. In this case we're also going to set our keep at range, and so let's do that now. So again, you want any of the frigates, it doesn't matter which one, they're all built the same. We can set safety to yellow. We've already checked our clone. Our orbit should already be set at 13. That's good for the H1. With my skills you might need to tweak this slightly. And I'm going to set the keep at range out at 30 km. So now if we go and find some belt rats, we can start to understand the principle of range control. You do need your tactical overview turned on. It's going to give us a lot of information that we're going to use as part of this range control. Okay, so here's our belt rat. Just a single belt rat, which is perfect for what we want to do. We want to go into orbit, get our micro warp drive on, and we want to sit in orbit. Now, on the tactical overview, the information that we are most interested with are these blue arrows coming off our ship. Now there are two. One is a solid arrow, which at the moment is quite a long arrow. That is both the direction and the speed of our own ship. If we zoom in, there is a second arrow which is flashing, and that is the speed and direction of our selected target. So what we want to try and do, this orbit range, which like I say, we want to be between 15 and 20 at all times. We don't want to go over 20 because that's the range of our warp disruptor. We don't want to go under 15, probably 14 at a push, because if a ship has a web and they heat the web, that can go out to 13 km. So we want to try and react to this blue arrow. On rats, they don't change much. It's just got bigger, means it's going to fly towards us. So we want to keep at range, wait a second or two, and then hit orbit. And that's going to stop that ship from catching up to us. It's still coming towards us a little bit. You see we've dropped down now to like 12, so there we would have got caught by a web. So you want to practice this. If we get too far out, we hit approach, wait 1 or 2 seconds, then back to orbit. Obviously don't get too close like I'm doing here, otherwise we're back into point range, web and scram range. You want to keep between that 14, 20 km mark. So this rat is actually quite a quick rat, which is good for practicing, but a better step is practicing with a Corp buddy. So we'll do this. So again, react to that arrow. We want to press keep at range because he's trying to get close to us, and then back into orbit because we don't want to go past our scram range. Okay, 15, getting a little bit close, keep at range, and then orbit. My orbit didn't go off, and I've just lost point. So that's the idea between this. So I'm going to cut to a section of video that I've recorded with a Corp buddy, and you'll see this live with an actual person who's got they can make more decisions, they can react quicker and easier, they can manually pilot, they can use drugs, they can heat the weapons, and you want to practice that before you go out to factional warfare space, because this is, like I say, the fundamentals of range control. Even though all we're doing is pressing 3 buttons, we are not doing any manual pilot at the moment. We're still trying to keep it simple, but just with approach, orbit, keep at range, keep at range if we're getting close, then back into orbit. We want to stay under our scram range. It's getting close to us, so keep at range, back into orbit. You get the idea. It takes a little bit of practice, but this is something that you definitely want to practice. So, as explained, I've got my Corp buddy here. Rats are really predictable and don't really show manual pilot very well. So you want to try and practice with a Corp buddy. So we're going to do this little practice. I'm going to keep points, and my buddy is either going to try and get away or scram. And we're going to do a 30-second engagement, which we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, engage. So all this time I'm trying to keep in point range, but I don't want to get too close so that he can scram me. So I'm watching using the tactical overlay, like the direction with the arrow. I can see the arrows coming towards me, getting bigger, so I know he's trying to get close to me. And now he's trying to get away. And 3, 2, 1, and that is round 1 over. Successfully stayed within kite range, didn't get caught. But I asked my buddy not to use any heat. Obviously, if we're out in the PvP world, people are going to use heat, going to use drugs, all that good stuff. So we're going to go again, but this time my buddy is going to use everything in his arsenal. Manual pilot, heat, all that good stuff. So we'll go again and count down in 3, 2, 1, engage. Well, we're getting a little bit close. And 10 seconds. Oh, we might actually. And he's webbed me, and he's scrammed me, and I am dead. So that's a draw. So, yeah, obviously he's not fired, but at this range, a couple of shots, I am dead. I am gone. Perfect. So do that with your buddy a couple of times, and then I also suggest swapping ships. So if we unlock each other, we can just eject ships. We'll go the other way. So there's a little bit of a cat and mouse game. This it's really basic, but this is like the fundamentals of range control within PvP. Right, so we've just swapped ships. I'm now in the brawling destroyer. My buddy is in the fast kiting Atron, and we're going to do exactly the same again. This time it's my job to either warp off or get within scram range, and it's my buddy's job to keep range. So we will start the engagement in 3, 2, 1, go. And what am I going to do? Not decided yet whether I want to try and catch him or fly away, but we'll have a look. And then we're just using approach orbit to keep at range. At the moment we're not doing any manual piloting. And that's 30 seconds up. So we'll reset. Turn make a warp drive off. And we'll go in for just the last round. Like I say, this is all about range control. Yes, the destroyer's got 5 times the damage, but if we can't get close enough to shoot, that damage is worthless. Okay, last round. In 3, 2, 1, go. Right, so I'm going to do something slightly different this time, see if I can throw him off. I had 10 seconds to try and catch him. See if I can break and warp off. Oh, broke point. Can I warp off in time? That's the question. No, I can't. I was still aligning. And that's time over. So yeah, practice that a couple of times with your buddy. Really basic manual piloting, but it's going to really improve your skills. Make sure you thank your buddy, and that is it. All good. Right, so we have finished practicing, so let's go and now execute what we've learnt out in factional warfare space. So we'll head out there, we will try and find some scout and small sites. Like I say, I suggest starting with the frigate because that is what we're used to. If you want to stick with the frigate, that's totally fine, but you have got the option of trying the destroyer, which is a different type of ship, obviously being set up as a brawler. Okay, so there is an Atron out here. No, he's not on the medium. Well, helps if I scan correctly. He is on the medium. Okay, so this is where we're going to put everything that we've practiced in. We're going to execute. So I'm going to warp at 0. I'm going to see if we can get this H1. Okay, looks like he's inside the site. Right, let's see what we can do. And they've warped off. Right, 3 coercers. We could take on 1. We don't want to take on all 3. Hopefully we've got 1 by itself. Which there is 1 by itself. Okay, that's good. There he is out there. On the medium. Right, let's see if we can make anything of this. So inside the site. Okay, let's give this a go. Okay, is that a good range for us to start with? That's good. And it's game on. So remember, we're looking at this, the distance. We're going to try and react to the flashy arrow. Oh, and they're hitting us hard, so we're going to go out and we're going to disengage. Okay, they can't catch us up, but we're getting really low, so we're going to warp out. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with warping out. Again, a good fight in local. So we saved our ship for another day there in reacting to, obviously they weren't changing the distance, but they just had far too much damage than we can handle, and that's perfectly fine. There's nothing to say you have to stay. Okay, we need to repair, so let's go dock up. Okay, so we're all repaired. There is, I believe, a 15-minute window where if you shoot someone or they shoot you, if you die within 15 minutes, they will still show on the kill mail. So it's up to yourselves. You could either just sit in station for 15 minutes and then go back out again, or you could just head straight out. I'm not particularly bothered about my kill mails. I'm here to learn, I'm here to have fun, so we're going to go out and find someone else. But I'm going to go to the next system over because there wasn't really many people here. Okay, we have repaired our ship, we've come to a new system, and we're going to try our luck here, see what we can get.